Hmm. Hi guys, I'm Makia, and I know you don't know me, but today I'm going to be telling you a serious, kind of sad story. About 3 or 4 years ago, I had a friend. His name was James. He was one of my close friends. He lived next to my great grandpa, and he would bring my great grandpa cookies and just bring him food if my grandpa couldn't go and get groceries. We would hang out and talk a lot whenever I was at my grandpa's, and he was a really sweet guy, and he was one of the funniest people I think I've ever met. He liked to make people laugh and liked to make people smile, and he was really a people person. He seemed happy, and I didn't think anything was wrong at the time. I got homeschooled, and me and James would still talk, and we would hang out at my grandpa's and everything. Well, I found out that he was being bullied, and I knew a lot of people at our school. I just never talked to anybody. But I got homeschooled because I was bullied. And I didn't want him to be bullied, so I tried to have him tell me who was doing it. And no matter what, he wouldn't tell me because he kind of knew I would try to do something about it. Around 3 or 4 years ago, during fall, I'm pretty sure, it was maybe November, I found out that James had hung himself across the street in his grandma and grandpa's barn across from my grandpa. Now, I found out when I was hanging out with a friend, and she was like, "Did you hear about James?" I'm like, "What about him?" She was like, "He killed himself." I'm like, "He wouldn't do that." But then I looked on Facebook more, and he had killed himself. Next week, I went to his visitation, and by that time, I knew who had bullied him when he went to our school. I got to the visitation, I got up there, and I saw James. I looked over near where his family was, and every single person that ever told him to hurt himself or to kill himself or called him ugly or stupid or said the worst things to him were there crying, saying how great of a guy he was. The reason I'm telling you this story is because no matter who is being rude to you, whether it's family or whether it's people at school, it affects them. It affects every one of your friends. I was devastated for months. Longer than that, actually. I felt terrible because I thought that I could have helped more if I would have just bugged him a little bit more about who was doing it. And I felt like I could have been there more, and I could have made him see that it was going to be okay. But I didn't. I felt completely terrible about that. And plus, I lost one of my closest friends. And it was a terrible feeling. I couldn't stay at my grandpa's for months and months because I knew that the last place James was right across the street in his grandma and grandpa's barn. I couldn't do that. I want you guys to know that people do care about you. People do love you. We all want you here. Even if you have a bad home life, your family would be completely devastated if something were to happen to you. Believe me, I've seen it. People can say the stupidest things, but the thing is that those people who push you to doing what you do, if someone would push you to harming yourself and they knew about it, or if they would push you to killing yourself, they would feel awful. But they don't think about it when they're telling you the mean things that they do. People don't want to wake up and know that one day you're not here. Your friends, they wouldn't know what to do. Your family, they wouldn't know what to do either. I have little brothers or sisters. They look up to you. Even your little cousins, they look up to you. It would be lost if you weren't here. Your mom and your dad, they push you to have good grades and they push you to be whatever. They would be devastated too. And I'm sure they would regret ever pushing you because they knew it wasn't what you wanted. I know life can be hard, believe me, but it's going to get better. I can honestly, 100% honestly, tell you that 4 years ago, I was ready to give up. 3 years ago, I was ready to give up. I attempted suicide. I was self-harming any chance I could. I didn't want to be here anymore. but I'm glad I'm here now. I've got to actually conquer one of my fears, which was heights. I went to St. Louis and went in the Gateway Arch, and that was one of the greatest things. I've got to go to many different states and see the prettiest views, and I've got to hang out with great people. I've made great friends, and I've laughed till I've cried, and seriously, just the little things can mean so much to you. It's gonna get better. Okay, I promise. Please do not hurt yourself, and please don't ever kill yourself. Admit that sometimes I still think about the worst things, but deep down I know that I can't do those things to myself. I can't go and hurt myself again. I can't commit suicide. I can't, because there's so many things that I have to see. So you have your whole life, and you need to make the best of it while you still have it. Don't end it short. Keep pushing through this, because I know for a fact you can do it. We all believe in you, and we all love you. Everyone on this channel knows how strong you are. You are so strong just for being here right now. It's going to be okay, and I really want you to know that. If you ever need to talk to anyone, I'm sure anyone on this channel, they would be more than happy to talk to you. And I would be more than happy to talk to you. I will leave all my social media things right here on the screen for on my face for a minute. You're adorable, you're strong, you're amazing, and you're great, okay? We love you, and we don't want to see you unhappy. We want you to be happy. We don't want to know that another person left this world because they were so miserable. It's hard now, but it will get better. You will be happy. I promise. I promise you will be happy. I love you. Everyone on this channel loves you. Many people love you. Please keep holding on. Please stay strong. It's going to be okay.